What's up? Welcome along. My name's Riley here in the booth at the World Championship, and I've been joined, of course, here by the Magic the Gathering Arena Community Manager. It's Mr. Nate Price himself. Nate, it's great to have you along, and I tell you what, you've got something pretty hot and spicy out the kitchen for us today.
I do. In fact, we're actually going to have our opportunity to get our second gameplay footage of the Magic the Gathering Arena client, and we're going to feature two brand new decks as well.
I tell you what, I'm very amped about this. We're going to head down to the feature match here in just a few minutes because I mean, we've seen some of the biggest names in Magic across the weekend. The World Championship, of course, the 24 most powerful wizards around the world, and the power level of these wizards is just off the charts.
Yes. They are just the best. It's been fun watching them all year long, and been having an opportunity to watch them compete here in Boston.
Yep, and it's going to be no different here because, of course, down on the arena floor, ready to get underway. As you can see, we have Marshall Big Bucket Sutcliffe up against Paul Humph Cheon, two titans, hard-hitting heavyweights of the modern Magic scene, of course. And they're going to get underway now with a game of Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yeah, let's go and get this game started.
Marshall, who's your tip for the big win here?
So I was told, I'm going to play a forest here, that that Paul not only designed both of these decks, but also chose which one I would get versus which one he would get.
Now, this is, I mean, Paul is, you know,
he works at Wizards, like...
Yeah. He's really hamming it up here.
I've only been here for 3 months.
Okay. The big make-em-ups from Paul Cheon here. I
Big
can confirm.
This is everything else is the big make-em-ups.
I can confirm that both of these decks have been brought to bear at Paul's local F&M. He's having a great time slaying his foes with these.
Paul, what do you think my draw step was?
Hey, Marshall, did you forget to play that last turn?
No, I just drew it.
All right. Well, that card still just completely brickwalls everything that I'm about to do.
Yeah, it does.
mighty plays from Paul Cheon here, Nate.
Nice puppy dog.
I'm going to opt to not attack.
Can puppy dog come out to play next turn?
Just wait till I hit 8 mana. Huh? Just wait. It's going to happen. What do you got?
Let's see. I got nothing.
So last time around, Nate, we saw, of course, dinosaurs taking on the pirates, and this time we've got the two other tribes from Ixalan here. We've got black-white vampires in Paul Cheon's deck and blue-green merfolk from Marshall. Great to see the other ones getting out and about.
Are you ready for this, Marshall?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm about to get some serious value.
Come on, bring it in.
It's time.
Oh, I know what's happening. It's your boy, the Legion Conquistador.
Let's get some value.
I allow it to resolve.
Get some value. All right.
So Paul Cheon's going to be able to go and search out 3 more Legion Conquistador.
Okay, so there's 2.
Just 2.
Why aren't you playing a full 4 Legion Conquistadors, Paul?
Have a quick look through that deck here.
This is not proper deck design,
Wait,
Paul Cheon.
I didn't build this deck.
That's a very interesting choice here from Paul Cheon.
Hey, guys, no, we're missing the 4th copy.
No, it's not in the deck. I have the deck list in front of me. You were only playing 3. Why did you
You're
build
only
the deck
playing
these
3
way, Paul?
Legion Conquistador, Paul?
Look, I need to give you an edge here. I'm good. I only need 3.
It's the big self-handicap here. That's how confident Paul is that he's going to wipe the floor with Marshall Sutcliffe.
The most confident. It's your turn. You're not even playing Magic cards.
I'm deciding if I want to attack you or not.
I'll block. Maybe.
I've decided against it.
Wait, it's my turn, right? It's still my turn.
Oh, yeah, you can attack. That's right. You never.
I am not going to attack my 1/2 or 1/1 into your 2/2. I think that is not good Magic.
Strong plays here from Paul Cheon.
Right.
Here at the World Championship, we learn the lessons that the best in the world
Yeah,
have
we
to
really
teach.
do. This is, I mean, you should have the pen and paper
All
out,
day.
ladies and gentlemen,
All
around the
day.
world.
All day.
Marshall not having any issues with his mana here, but with 4, what can you bring to bear?
Whoa.
Big hits. Waker
You're not
of the
allowed to
Blast.
play rares, Marshall.
I've only got a few in the deck. Paul graced me with precious few rares, so I have to really take care of it here.
All right, so you got a 3/3 and a 2/2.
Don't do it. Don't. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it, though.
What's he thinking?
He's thinking about using Vanquish the Weak on my Waker of the Wilds. Don't do it, Paul.
I can see his hand, and I can neither confirm nor deny that he is
that's
thinking
good
about
news. You might not have it.
So an attack now with the 2/2. Suspicious, I would say. Marshall, suspicious. Oh,
I got nothing.
he takes it. He takes it. Look at that.
I decided to not block.
What a coward.
Please say your turn is Legion Conquistador number 2.
Nope.
Ooh, that's interesting.
We got an army.
Yeah, this is going to beef up the board here for Paul in a major way. Look at this. 3 little 1/1s
Yeah,
ready to
you
get
were
up
making
and
fun
about.
of that encampment keeper. We're getting close. We're going wide.
It's something very interesting. We shown off the contextual cards in the previous match, and they've all got little symbols on the bottom sides. to let you know that the abilities of the cards have
All right,
themselves.
all right.
And so Lifelink and First Strike are actually abilities that weren't in either of the other decks. So
Oh,
this is the
I
first
see.
chance we get to see the contextual design for those.
So now we can see on those tokens and then on the Encampment Keeper, we're seeing their lifelink and first strike respectively. Can you get me across this little sort of hexagon icon at the bottom of Vicious Conquistador there?
Sure. Those abilities, that icon appears on cards that have triggered abilities.
ability, I
so
see. All right.
like cards with raid will feature that. Cards that have end of the battlefield triggers as well.
All right.
So that's your way to let them know, hey, this card does a thing.
Yeah, right. I like the way that the cards get across a lot of information without you having to see all the text at the same time.
Wait, maybe I just forgot to get the fourth.
Oh, here we go.
card.
We're gonna get the fourth one out now.
Hold on, let me take action just to.
Oh,
All right, no, we're good.
I like how Nate was describing cards that do things, and then he plays Legion
Yeah.
Conquistador.
Plenty of
saw
things.
Secret
Look,
for
I
there,
got 2
guys.
on the board.
Oh.
Oh man, all my creatures are so small though. I don't have a good attacks.
No, you really don't.
I got a flyer though, so I got a game plan here. It's all about having a game plan.
8 creatures to
Magic
his opponent's
101.
3. Palcheon, I don't have any good attacks.
Well,
No, you're right, but I think it's funny.
Marshall? What do you have?
3 cards in hand,
You have so many cards.
Do you really not
6
know what
mana
I
in
have?
play. What could this be?
Oh, you have Waker of the Wilds.
Do you see
Classic on-board
Do you see the
tricks.
little symbol next to Waker of the Wilds that tells you?
I just see a lightning bolt.
Something with it.
So the little lightning bolt symbol, that's talking about then an activated ability?
That is correct.
And that's tight as hell.
All right. Well,
Are you going to send in the flyer?
that seems like the best play here. So I'm gonna do that.
All right.
A mighty attack for 1 here.
Very, very strong indeed.
Boom.
I
There we
will
go.
allow you to go to damage.
Okay. But wait, there's more.
For my next trick,
Legion Conquistador!
Actually, I beg to differ. I think that we've learned by now there are in fact not more.
There are in fact no more.
There are in fact
I'm
no
still
more.
gonna take action.
but wait, there is no more. Have a
Well,
quick
what
look
if
at
you
that
just
library.
waited until that one to get it?
Yeah. What if the third time is the charm? All right. What do you got here? Are you
So
making a
how do I do
4/4?
it? Yeah, I'm going to. I wonder if I should. Yeah, 4.
It's a very good question. Should you?
That was sweet. I didn't have to do anything.
Did you just click on the Waker of the Wilds?
Yeah, I clicked on it, and then it said, how much do you want X to be? And then what do you want to target? And I'm like,
That
all
was
right.
Sweet. Did you see the lightning bolt?
Yeah,
Look
that
at
was
that.
sweet.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's not good news for you,
The
but
Frost's working up in a major way
I
here.
do agree
What
that
are you
it was
talking
sweet.
about? I have all these conquistadors. We're about
So the little icon there on the forest itself, the
Yeah.
4 in the circle.
Those are the +1/+1 counters that are put on the land by the Wake of the Wilds.
What happens if we get another, like, it got I don't know, some kind of other counter, like a charge counter or something else like that? Are they then represented by a
Oh, look
different
at
shape
this.
or a different color?
So I am actually not 100% positive about that right now. The dev team is definitely trying to look for the best way to represent a lot of this stuff. That's kind of the way everything here works. Is
Yeah.
they put their best ideas into the game, and then as we move into the closed beta portion of the testing that starts next month, they'll start to let people know. So things that, for example, multiple types of counters, you'll obviously want to have them represented in different ways, and they'll find what the community, the testers, think is the best way to represent something in a clear manner, and kind of workshop with their own thoughts and what the community thinks as well.
Yeah, right.
You can turn that into an 8/8.
Oh, yeah. Instant speed, buddy.
All right, I won't block.
Look at that. Paul taking it on the chin here like an absolute
Yeah.
champ. In it
Boom.
comes, bang, getcha.
But you're winning now.
I am. I have been the whole time, though.
Wow. All right, come on. Let's get something nice here.
Looking how fine.
Just
It's a
what
very,
I
very
needed.
strong draw strap there from Paul. Tell you what, he's getting it done with this.
All right,
Send in the Skyblade.
just one at a time. One at a time.
What they say, slow and steady loses the race.
Is that what the saying is?
That is what the saying is. When
It's
you're
one of,
all right.
one of Aesop's lesser known fables, the one where the hare actually wins, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Both these guys going pretty big here, Nate.
They are in completely different ways.
Yeah.
Paul's got his nice wide board and is creeping ever closer to that 8 mana point, and Marshall is just putting all of his eggs in land baskets.
Yeah,
I suppose.
I really feel like that metaphor really came together quite strongly. That was pretty good.
Well, there's 2 buckets of lands now. He's got 2 4/4s here. What can I even do here?
And look at that, Marshall. I mean, what are your thoughts on the fact that the basic lands art isn't even matched here?
Yeah, that's probably just a bug. We're still in pre-beta here. So.
No, I think it's a clear case of user error. We haven't forgotten that, of course, Paul Cheon registered these
Of course,
lists.
Paul did this.
I think he did it just to tilt you,
Just to
Marshall.
tilt you. I know
By the
how
way-
much you love your lands.
I am trying something out kind of cool here. I am using the what is the mode called?
Full control.
Full control mode. Yeah, so I can turn that off and on where I actually get to say when the triggers go and when they don't. And I think that's actually really neat. Like, it's working out pretty cool, too. Let's see.
You've been
It's just
playing-
making you take your turns longer.
Is this thing a Murpho?
He's had a lot of thinking to do.
Yeah,
I
he's-
mean, he doesn't have a bunch of little 1/1s. He's got
His cards have text on them.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is how I built my deck. I guess I have to.
No, look, you did really well. We're being very nasty to you, Paul. You're one of my favorite people on Earth, and you did a really good job with both of these decks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, I don't really like you that much, Paul, and I don't think you did a good job.
I do really appreciate the fact that you put in different basic land just to tilt Marshall. I don't know
And
if
me, and our viewers around the world.
I love it. I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but Marshall actually carries around sleeved beta lands specifically so
Yeah.
that he can use them in drafts that he does on the side.
We've been doing a
effects.
lot of joking around, but that's actually true.
I know that's actually true.
I mean, who wants to wait in line at the land box, you know? Have a little class.
Yeah, I see. All right, things have slowed down
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Marshall not finding as many good attacks. Paul, drawing more lands and playing more 1/1s.
Well, the thing is, he's now got to that. He's got to that critical 8 mana.
For the encampment
Encampment
keeper?
Keeper's now his big dog. He's going to let off the chain, going. This big dog's going to hunt.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right.
Well, what's the play here for Paul? I tell you what, this music's really, really setting the scene here.
Tense moments.
Oh, in they come. Look at this. Never mind the attack with all button. No need.
Trigger.
Resolves.
So I can let you block. Yeah. Okay.
So Marshall lining up some blocks.
Oh,
here.
you want to tap that for mana? Is that what the?
Oh, no. I can undo that, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, if you
Look
want to,
at that.
I'll let you tap that for mana if you want.
Full control over whether or not his lands are blockers or forests. All right, this is a very complicated board state. I know that this came up in the first gameplay that we showed, where people were curious what happens when the board just gets super large.
Yeah.
You've noticed, you might have noticed throughout the course of the game, you can kind of see it now with the Legion Conquistadors, like creatures stack
Yep.
In order
Creatures
to
of
help.
the same type or all creatures?
Creatures of the exact same type.
Like
so
the
all-
exact card names.
Exactly. card names.
The dog kind of melted there.
All right, so this Encampment Keeper has been let off the chain, and look at this, a huge, huge army here for Paul.
Is there like a fog that I accidentally put in your deck?
No.
Oh, we've got the Perilous Voyage.
Send him
here.
on a ride.
That just means I can search more.
Yeah, I thought about that. Don't worry.
Just watch
Oh,
all the
look at
creatures.
look at
smash
oh
everything.
wow! Did that hurt,
Four.
Marshall?
That hurt.
That looked like it hurt.
That must have stung a little bit there for Marshall.
Oh,
but,
look at all these claw marks on your
That
creatures.
hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah. Okay.
All right.
What's your life total?
Well,
25
that was
life
That
points.
was the,
I can only hit you for
Pretty-
18 here. Actually, I can hit you for 21.
4, 8, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21. Yeah.
Marshall, you have overrun mana.
I will not be. Yes, I do. I do have that. I will not be overrun.
Is it overrun time?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Good.
This is what's called setting up a 2-turn clock.
Okay. Oh, for 2 green mana.
Oh no! Attacks. There we go.
Oh, this Encampment Keeper actually did work. Whoever built this deck was really smart.
probably the most impact that we've ever seen Encampment Keeper have on a board state, I would say.
Yeah.
And, well, every dog has its day. Marshall's getting in. Look at this.
Ow!
Bang, bang. Get you for 8.
I like that.
Okay. Oh, I'm still at 17. Wow.
You are.
Just so many life points.
I have to say, the way that information is imparted on the screen that we're seeing here is something I'm a huge fan of here. Magic's so complex. It's so complex. There's so many things going on, so many things to keep track of, and I think this interface does a great job of distilling the information that's really important.
Happy to hear that, because it's the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because Magic is such an
you're
information-dense
dead. I
game,
got you.
and like between hands, your lands, and then the things in play, there's so many vertical layers you have to actually worry about. And this is something that, like, we want this to be fun to watch at home.
Okay,
and,
so how do I go to full? I want to go to full control mode here.
You can hold down control, or you can hit shift and control to just switch it into that mode.
Marshall's
Shift
literally
and
playing
control.
the game for the first
Yeah.
time today, and he is dishing out advice on how the system
It's
works.
also
and
it's
Paul-
funny. There's a rhythm to it that's you know, if you play a lot of Magic online, you get used to it. And here I'm already finding like kind of the rhythm to when I click to pass priority and back and forth, and it's like this is actually working out quite nicely.
Awesome.
I will block here.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
For
do
who?
it. Just go ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Obviously had played around that.
Oh, we've got Perilous Voyage number 2 here.
Oh, I get to scry too?
Scry 2, yeah.
Scry 2-2, in fact.
All right, I'll put this one on the bottom and that one on the bottom.
So Paul, after that big attack, is not where he wants to be.
No, he's definitely not where he wants to be.
Marshall did talk a lot of trash earlier
Yeah, he's
about how
talking
he
a
thought he
big
was going to
game.
win.
He's talking a big game, but
Backing it up.
yeah, this is not strong stuff from Paul as he's going down. He's just been outclassed here. His little army has just not managed to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just, like, he said he was handicapping himself earlier, and I think he's actually trying to handicap himself further
But wait.
by losing the first game.
You're not searching up a Legion cookies.
Ah, man, I don't know
It's
what's
like
wrong.
the 5th Legion Conquistador trigger we've had this game, and you're only playing 3.
What's the
Yeah.
phrase again? Fail to find?
Fail to find.
Fail to find.
All right.
Oh, man.
So this is that's just plopped another +1/+1 counter on the forest here, meaning that we've got a huge big army.
All your
ready to
creatures are
go.
too large, but I think I still have cards in my deck I can draw.
Do you though?
Wait, unless I'm dead right now.
Do you though?
What?
Oh dear, Tempest Caller's going to wrap this one up for us, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, the despair on Paul Cheon's face. He can't believe it. Marshall Sutcliffe definitely can.
Wow.
This is a,
Wow. I'm assuming you just had that card, right?
No, I just top decked it.
Oh, that feels bad. Feels bad, man.
I'd like to say that you're just hamming it up for us right now, but I've watched your stream enough in the past to know that that's not even true.
So Paul Cheon taking $500 million damage. Guys down there, we're going to let you get set up for game number 2. Thanks so much for that display of expertise there as we welcome you back to the booth. Riley Knight alongside, of course, the community manager for the game you've just seen, Magic the Gathering Arena, Nate Price. Nate, the question that is on everyone's lips here, I mean, how are we going to get to play with this game?
There are plenty of opportunities. Obviously, we want people to join up the closed beta, but we're actually taking our show on the road a little bit later on, and we are going to have a few events upcoming that people can get their hands on the actual demo. The first that we had was at HasCon a few weeks ago. If you're going to be at Grand Prix Phoenix, Pro Tour Ixalan, or Grand Prix Portland in the near future, you'll actually have an opportunity to get your hand on the beta there.
So it's going to be like little demo machines?
demo-
set
the
up that
demo,
people can play?
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
So-
Because I tell you what, I mean, this thing, it ticked so many boxes for me. Like from a visual perspective, I really liked, you know, just in terms of aesthetics, I think it really looked really well. But as I say, I want to come back to this point. I want to touch upon this a little bit more. Magic, it's an incredibly complex game. I think that's its biggest strength, really. The fact that it has so many layers, so much going for it. It can be played.
deep,
It's
is
deep.
what
It's
it
a
is,
deep
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It also can be played at a more casual sort of, you know, at a fun level where there's not so much going on. But you know, we've got deeply competitive players in this game, and I mean, I think that just the raw amount of information that had to be put across on the screen, I really feel like Magic the Gathering Arena does a pretty good job of getting across just the raw data that players need to play the game.
It's one of the things that the team has worked the hardest on. I mean, the game needs to be something that is capable of playing a faithful game of Magic, but it also needs to be something that, you know, you want it to be snappy. If we want people to stream this game, it's got to move quickly. It's got to be easily parsable. And taking things that are capable of being played at the highest stage, like here at the World Championship, and trying to distill it into something that, you know, people could play at home is great. So, like, I'm thinking might be an opportunity for us to see a little bit more of this in action as we
I'd love
get
to.
back into the game.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So let's get into it. We've got our boys ready to get into game number 2 here, of course. Marshall Sutcliffe, Paul Chan on your screen. You're in the booth with Riley Knight and Nate Price.
All
What a
right.
pleasure to have your company. These guys getting underway now. So we're now looking at it from Marshall's perspective here, which means we're going to get a different view of things this time around, Nate.
Yeah, I figure it was kind of a nice reward for Marshall after taking down that first game. Is we get to, I mean, we did want to. This is the World Championship. We want to learn from the best players we can. And since Marshall won, he's obviously the right person to teach us in this game.
that's
too.
exactly it.
Yeah, he also, I got nothing here.
No, I mean, look at this. I mean,
I'm
ladies
so
and gentlemen,
dejected.
your recommended dose of sodium is coming just from the salt and from Paul Cheon's side of things here.
The salt.
Off to the work at the salt mines, Paul. But no, look, mate, this is your chance to get up and about once again. Look at Marshall. Look at him sit there, all smug. Mate,
Yeah,
knock him down a peg.
I
Here we
can
go.
tell. Oh yeah. Oh, the most smug.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving this.
That ops from Marshall, though, showed up another interesting thing about
Yeah.
us being able to take things in this digital realm through the way that we're working with a MTG Arena, and that's like the way that scrying is handled.
Yep.
Like just again, want it to be super simple, quick and easy to parse. Like you got the top of your deck, an area for top of an area for bottom, and then you just kind of move the card where you want it to go. It takes care of the rest.
kind of look like IRL almost with the deck there and the cards sort of flipping up over below.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes good sense. How you feeling about this, boys?
Slower start. I had a questionable opener, and it's definitely developed a little bit better, so I'm happy. And also, Marshall doesn't have a quick start.
How you feeling, Marsh?
If you would ask me a minute ago, I would have said, okay, now I'm gonna say a little less good.
Oh dear, oh dear. Looks like we're going to the big discards here.
Marshall, I don't know if you know this, but you are over the maximum
Wait.
hand size.
Hey, Marshall, didn't you cast Opt? Like, doesn't that
I
help you
scryed
find
to the
lands?
bottom, okay? I may have leaned on Opt a little too hard here.
Well, the pressure's not really on him, man, because Paul is, again, a bit slow out the gates, but Paladin and the Bloodstain's a nice way to put some pressure on.
Paul not playing around like Pirate Clasm or anything of the sort.
Pirate Clasm in your blue-green deck.
Yes, the old on the splash there. Oh dear,
Also, wrong tribe.
oh dear.
Marshall, you are over max hand size 7. You will need to discard 1 card. at the end
I
of the
see
turn.
that the game is reminding me that I am in fact not allowed to have that
Just
many.
savagely
Oh
rubbing it in
wow,
there.
Marshall, you are playing so poorly in this game.
Paul. That's the card I want to get rid
Away
of.
goes the growing rights.
Please. Oh yeah, that works.
Oh dear.
Don't do it.
Oh no! This could be over very quickly. Here. Look at this. Retribution, swift and terrible for
Oh,
Paul
that
Cheon.
feels so good.
Oh, not this. Anything but that. All right.
Here we go.
We did it.
Did we find a land?
Yeah, except for I gotta go to my main phase. And all right.
Okay.
Nothing can block that.
Wow, Forest. Wow.
I can't tell whether you're being serious or not, Paul. But
Okay.
Paul, you respect the forest idea.
Off the top.
Oh wow, 2 lands.
Look at that. So
Nice.
lucky. Wow.
That is
This is
nice.
how you become known as one of the best players in the world.
this
All
is
right.
true.
I'll see you next turn if I'm still alive.
Oh yes. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Oh my jeez.
It's banner
jeez.
time. It's banner time.
Clean up on aisle 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is
So-
disgusting.
Okay, so I
I-
have some options here.
I wasn't ready.
I
for
can
that.
choose cleric,
Okay.
knight. You know what? I'm just gonna go with vampire.
You were gonna choose cleric? You don't even have a cleric.
I might. There's a 3-mana 3/2 that gains 4 life. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
you're
Inspiring
right.
cleric.
It's called inspiring cleric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Hasn't particularly inspired Paul Cheon if you can't remember its name. But
Unfortunately
Oh, look
for
at
me,
all
it's
those
also a
triggers.
vampire.
Look at all those triggers.
Would you like to choose blockers?
I will choose blockers.
Wise.
But that's my smallest creature, Marshall.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm at 3. You have 2 lethal threats, and if
And a
you attack
banner.
with both of them, I'm effectively dead anyway. All right.
I think story checks out.
Let's hope we get there.
Okay.
So Marshall, you got to dig deep here, my man. You
Yeah.
got to find something special.
Yeah. How about this?
Wake of the Wilds.
Ooh.
Decent place to start.
I
right.
am dead on board. So.
Oh, yeah, I did like that you tapped the forest
Paul, in
manually
all
for
of our
luck
test games
beforehand.
that we did, I never really figured out how to concede. Can you walk me through that, or?
Oh,
That's the way it goes there. Well, guys, thanks so
right.
much for wrapping that up nice and quickly for us there, in commiserations to Marshall. Things ending 1-1 there. Thanks so much for that, boys. Welcome back to the booth here. Riley Knight alongside Nate Price, of course. And Nate, I just say, I mean, you know, as the world continues to get a bigger and a better look at a Magic the Gathering arena, there's a lot to like here, man. There's a lot to like.
I mean, and we are again still early in the process. We mentioned this regularly. I mean, you could see at the end of the game, obviously, like, you know, a box popped up that had some things you could get for, you know,
your reward,
winning match,
exactly,
that kind of stuff. But like a lot of the stuff isn't completely built out yet, and so that's we're moving into the beta phase soon, and that's where we really want to make sure that we get as much feedback from the community as possible. And like until we get that beta started, we have an opportunity to collect that information via social media. So as we do these shows, join us on Facebook, catch us up on Twitter, and let us know what you guys think of the things that we're showing to you. That way we can start to have that conversation with our community and really try to make sure that, again, we're trying to build this game in front of you guys, and we really want to make sure that you can get there. So
one thing that really stood out to me from the last presentation we had about MTG Arena was something that came up, talking about how the fact that the developers, the people actually making this game, they're the players. They're people who they play this game. They are the players who make the game, and I think that the fact that, you know, you're wanting everyone to be involved in this conversation, you want to hear what people have to say, that's going to strongly influence the way this game pans out if things are still being developed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a kind of a marketing term, but at the same time, it's honestly actually true. Like the players, like the guys who are on the dev team, like everyone who's on the dev team like plays like regularly as part of the job, and we obviously like. The players who make the game has a kind of a dual meaning for us when we were talking about getting the community involved in this, because they're like players who are going to help us, you know, kind of craft the direction we take this in the future.
Yeah, right. Well, it's really important to hear from everyone around the world what your thoughts are on MTG Arena. So make sure you get us across your initial impressions. But why don't we have a chat with the boys down in the feature match area now? You can see them there, Marshall and Paul. Great to have you along here in the booth with us. And what are your thoughts in terms of how things have gone for you? As you know, I mean, this is, you know, amongst the first times that you've seen or played with MTG Arena. So what are your thoughts so far?
All right, so I'll start because this is my first time actually getting a chance to play it. And, you know, when Wizards of the Coast says, hey, do you want to play Arena? I'm like, yes, I do. And I think of a few things, though, because I also think, you know, in many ways, I'm here representing everybody at home, right, that has the questions and have they done it. So what I did is I went straight in for the most hardcore mode I could put it on, right? I was like, I'm a Magic Online player now. I'm interested in Arena. What would it be like for me at this point, admittedly early in the development cycle? But still, I want to know where it's at for people like me who I want to have full control. I want to get into the little nitty-gritty of the things that make me happy. And I got to say, I'm pretty encouraged by what I've seen here. I was able to do everything that I wanted to do. I never felt like, it just tapped that for me, and now I can't leave this mana up. Yet I could turn that off easily and just throw a spell out into the void, and I'm like, I'm not bluffing anything, whatever. And I could just toggle back and forth. So to me, you know, from my perspective, I'm looking for that hardcore experience, that you know, competitive Magic player vibe, and I'm encouraged. I think this looks like it has a lot of promise.
I mean, that's great to hear, Marsh. I know you're a pretty spiky player, so it is good to hear that that's hitting the straps for you there. Paul, I want to chat to you about your perspective of it as well. Obviously, you're coming from a different perspective. You're inside Wizards, you're inside R&D. What are some of the things that you're looking at when it comes to the implementation of this game we love in a new platform like MTG Arena? What are some of your thoughts with, as we continue to see more and more of this this platform?
Well, I must say, I have had the opportunity to kind of test this in the past, just kind of, a few weeks ago, even a month ago, and we've come a long way. And I was super impressed when I was just able to play Marshall here, and even more impressed with my gameplay as I was able to demolish Marshall in that last game.
Yeah. He's loving it.
But yeah, like, just in terms of just how the UI looks and just how it works, it's super clean, and a lot of the things that I had to do were really intuitive, and that's what I really liked. I just want anybody who kind of looks to pick up the game and play it, and if you've played Magic in the past, this should be really simple. This should just feel like you're basically playing Magic at home, except you're just kind of putting things onto the battlefield. So kind of from that aspect, I really did enjoy kind of just playing right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's what we're all trying to do here with MTG Arena. We're just trying to play the game that we all love. And thanks so much for your perspectives, guys, down in the feature match area. It's been really good to see you guys get up and about. But Nate, as we sort of wrap this up here, I think it's really encouraging that it's clear that there's still stuff that needs to be done, stuff that needs to be developed, but it's obvious that there are very open ears when it comes to this. We're wanting to hear what people think, and that's going to drive the way this is pushed forward.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it is literally a large portion of my job right now to make sure that I'm listening to all the feedback that we're getting via social. We've done alpha testing as well, and there are things that are in the game now that have been implemented from that alpha testing, and this is kind of how the process is going to move in the future. And as we listen to that feedback, we also would like to take that and turn it into opportunities to respond to that. And so we have a bunch of upcoming live streams. We had the first one recently. The next big one that we've got is actually on Wednesday. What we're going to do is on kind of aesthetics and the visual design behind this. We're going to get an opportunity to talk with the developers about why the game looks the way that it does. And then the week after that, we're actually going to have an awesome streamer challenge. We had a community deck showdown that we did via our Facebook page recently, where we let the community kind of design decks using Echelon cards. And then we're going to have two big streamers kind of bash faces against each other on October 18th. And we're going to close things out at the end of October with another Developer Insights stream where we're going to be talking about our closed beta, which starts the month afterwards. So I'm really looking forward to take that information and give it out to people. And we really, I mean, like I said, the closed beta starts next month. So please make sure that you get out right now. Sign up for the closed beta. Go to playmtgarena.com, get signed up, and again, be one of those players who helps make the game.
This is a really exciting opportunity to be part of the future of this game, to make your voice heard, and to help to shape and direct a platform that's going to play a pretty big role in the future of Magic the Gathering.
Definitely.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's all we've got time for right now. That was a little sneak peek exclusive insight into Magic the Gathering Arena that will, of course, be developing. We'll be keeping our eyes on things as they develop over the coming months. Nate Price, thanks so much for your time. My name's Riley here at the World Championship. Thanks so much for sticking with us as we've explored Magic the Gathering Arena.